Hi. I haven't had any responses to my video asking feminists for answers on the issues. I think you feminists are chicken shits out there. If you really do have issues, respond to my video. This video, I'm going to tackle a whole lot of issues. I want to thank Paul Elam and A Voice for Men and other authors for bringing to us what N.O.W is doing, what N.O.W is up to. Their latest, I guess, summary about the status of feminism and gender issues, as Paul Elam and many others are noticing that they're not even quoting the correct statistics that they say that are in these studies. So that's par for the course. They've been doing this, from day one. But now they're concerned about the men's rights movement and our attitude and our outlooks and how they're being portrayed. And that's great, because it's just showing that we're winning. They're on the run. What they do is they spread fear and conflict. Up till now, they really haven't been concerned about any sort of opposition. But now, many people through the internet, men's rights activists and others, starting to question gender issues, and their statements aren't being bought hook, line, and sinker. What they've been doing and still continue to do, along with the mainstream media, it's not just a feminist ploy, but the mainstream media actually just to sell news stories. It's fear and conflict. Is it really true that behind every bush is lurking a kidnapper, a predator, a child molester? It's not true. Crime is generally down. Violent crime is down. Rape is down. So I don't know what the rape culture means, but especially with the school shootings, it's still a rare event. It's horrendous. Serial murders, school shootings, mass murders, they're horrible, but they're very rare. So there really is no reason for children or even parents. Recently, there was a discussion about whether or not to warn or tell children, young children, about the dangers of mass shootings. I believe, of course, that's crazy. It's such a rare thing. Why on earth would you burden a young child with these horrendous murders that are not going to happen to them? You're just going to really scare the hell out of them. But on a bigger scale, that's what we're doing to people and women. I don't think women are not, there's not an epidemic of rape, and I don't think women should be unnecessarily worried as to where they go. They should, as men, take normal common sense risk, measures to protect themselves wherever they go. If they go in a dangerous area, man or woman. But it's really a disservice for feminism to falsely portray this country or this world as a dangerous place to women. It's not. It's especially in the first world. Women are very safe, as men are very safe. So I think these fear tactics, what's a shame is that when people think about feminism or the problems that women have, I think they're exaggerated in some areas, such as violence against women, rape. Nobody condones any of this. We all are against violence. I mean, I can't believe. I'm seeing news stories now that teachers are, I don't know if the media is exaggerating this, but they did show some teachers are now trying to learn how to use firearms. Pretty ridiculous. It's very rare for any firearms to be used in any class. That's just ridiculous. Now, also getting back to feminism. The mainstream feminism, it's a dinosaur. It's pretty much dying, as Paul Elam and the crew at A Voice for Men was saying. They're really grasping at straws. People are questioning their motives and if they are really for equality. There's a whole range of feminism ideas and groups, and what's happening is I think they're eating their own. Really, on any feminist website or discussions, blogs, you'll see that they're eating their own. They're dividing themselves up. Well, I like to say it right here. They're eating their own, and it's becoming a watered-down mess. They worry so much about, are they being gay-friendly? Are we including everyone? Are we including all the classes? Or are we engaging in classism? What do we think about porn? There's a whole conflict about what they think about porn. The slut walks. Some are for them. Some think that's silly. Prostitution. What do feminists think about that? Racism. They worry about if feminism is becoming too much of a white female organization. Sexism. I mean, I'm putting that out there. Feminism is sexist. I mean, they're telling men to shut up in their own group when they purportedly believe in equality between the sexes. But you men, shut up. Check your privilege at the door. This is what a lot of the groups, that's how they treat their own men. So I think they're sexist also. Let's see, what else? I recently heard this woman on the radio. Her name is Dana Boyd. I didn't really look her up, but she gave me the idea. She espoused similar ideas that I just said about what is reality. Reality is not a murderer, a mass murderer, a child molester, a kidnapper behind every bush. It's rare. It's rare. So, are we really at all these risks? Or is feminism ginning it up? Women ginning it up to get special protections? Or keep their ball rolling? Keep the feminist line popular? Because if this stuff wasn't true, they'd really have nowhere to go. They really wouldn't. They'd really have to pack up and leave, you know? All right, I want to now talk about one of these alternative feminist groups or website. This one I've been listening to is Feminist Current, and she recently put a short article. She is Megan Murphy, and she recently put up an article on her website, feministcurrent.com, about an interview that she had, she said, last year with this James Sterba. He's an author who co-authored a book with Warren Farrell, and the name of the book was Does Feminism Discriminate Against Men? And he was really acted like a jerk. I'm surprised that Warren Farrell, well, I guess when he did this book with Sterba, it was a debate in book form. So I guess he had to find a feminist, and I guess he was the one that he picked to debate in this book. Megan Murphy interviewed this guy, James Sterba, and I listened to the interview, and I also read the book. I have the book that he co-wrote with Warren Farrell, but this guy was infuriating. I mean, Megan Murphy actually, as an interviewer, she was really she was really asking some hard-hitting questions. She really did try to bring out the men's rights perspective, but he wasn't answering her questions. He does say that being equal would be a good goal, but as it is, it's not equal. So we have to continue to help women. That really makes no sense to me. The question was, he says we don't have an egalitarian system. Well, I say because of you, Mr. Sterba, because you don't want to try to get equality for men. On the subject of domestic violence, she asked, well, aren't sometimes men the victims of domestic violence? And he says, well, yeah, sometimes slaps and shoves, but these men are counting slaps and shoves as domestic violence. Well, they are. Read your own literature, sir. So he's saying that slaps and shoves aren't domestic violence. I don't know. I don't even have to make a comment about that. I mean, that's integral to domestic violence law. You say family law is complicated. Well, it's complicated, huh? It doesn't have to be complicated. Why don't we just agree that mom and dad are needed by the child, and we should really treat people equally, man and woman. I don't see what's complicated about that. But he says if mom, which is generally true now, has been the caretaker, we should really just keep that for the benefit of the child. Okay, so now Mr. Sterba is for the status quo. So then who really wants change in this case? Doesn't sound like the feminists do. Seems like they're pretty happy the way things are. So why do you even have an organization? And then he says that when dads try to get custody, it's because they just really want to lower their or stop paying child support. Is that what dads want? Boy, I don't know what dads you're talking to, Mr. Sterba. Also, Miss Megan Murphy and Mr. Sterba, they say that men are taking up too much space in this world. That we take over couches and we don't smile. I smile a lot. But I should probably stop because I'm a man. We take too much space in class also. We speak too much speaking. So you men out there, what few of you that are in college, tone it down. The 5 or 6 of you that are in the class, don't speak so much, because we don't want to have too much equality. I did watch a little while back. I had heard about this show on an Oprah show about men being abused. And it was so interesting. I couldn't believe. I said, I got to check this out. So I found it on, I don't know if it's on YouTube or what, but do a search of Oprah, and I believe it's 100 abused men. Well, maybe just abused men, but there's a story on that. There's a guy on that episode that is just unbelievable. He was abused horribly by his own mother. The worst abuse you could ever imagine by anyone. You've got to watch that show. It's an Oprah show about abused men. Check it out. I couldn't believe it. The abuse that this poor boy suffered at the hands of his mother. And we think all women are fine. Also, how about this other thing? Feminists seem to want more women in office. Why, I'm wondering. It seems like they've really gotten anything and everything, and they've got the media's attention and the government's attention. You know, whatever they want, they pretty much can get. I don't know why they need a female to be in office. I mean, the men are just doing fine by them. So this Sterba guy also, he is such a feminist. He has no problem with feminist laws that are keeping children from their fathers. Well, how about this latest law? A number of countries or airlines are actually keeping kids from sitting next to men on planes. Men on a plane, watch out. So Sterba and Megan Murphy must believe that this is good, you know, because I guess most men are potential abusers or child molesters, so we have to worry about them sitting next to a child on a plane. I don't know what's going to happen on a plane, but these evil men on a plane, watch out. So he also believes in visitation, not equal parenting. He also believes that the draft is okay the way it is because men promote the draft. Men like wars, I believe. This is what he said, Sterba. Men like wars and men like the military, and they promote the draft. So what? Some get screwed. He did say some get screwed, but I guess that's okay. Don't want to change any of that, right? So he also says society makes men violent. So society is who, again? That would be you, Mr. Sterba, Megan Murphy, and feminists, and society. That's really all of you people. So we make men violent, yes we do, because we make them do all our dirty work. We make men and boys do all our dirty work. That's why they're violent. They come back from war, they're damaged. You've done it to them, Sterba. So if you have any comments, please give me some comments. Until next time, take care.